What's going on, Vikings fans? You are watching Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, the good old injury bug. It strikes again for our Minnesota Vikings, and the Thursday injury report is out, and there's about 100 DMPs on there. So we'll discuss that on the first half of today's show. Then Adam Thielen as well as Justin Jefferson. We're talking about J.J. McCarthy and how they expect him to bounce back. So we'll share with you guys those quotes. They're actually pretty awesome, so stay tuned for the second half of today's show. But before we do it, we're not asking you guys to hit the subscribe button. We're not asking you to comment. We're not asking you to like the video. We're actually trying to get the most hype points we can on today's show. So this is a new feature on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it only works if you're on your phone, but you can send video hype points. So if you guys want to help me out, and if you guys are hyped for week 5, smash the hype button. You should just have to scroll to the right of the comments. If you guys just click hype, send your points in, trying to get this video out to more and more Vikings fans. So if you guys could, hype today's show. But let's check out the injury report here. It's a doozy. A whole lot of DMPs on Thursday. So Tyler Batty, he practiced in full, which is good news. Christian Darrisaw, back-to-back DMPs. Now, there's no need to be concerned. They said this is just obviously, this was part of the plan with him coming back from the torn ACL. But Donovan Jackson, still dealing with that wrist. Michael Jurgens dealing with the hammy, so he did not participate. Ryan Kelly, DMP. JJ, DMP. Brian O'Neill, DMP. But the one that is probably the second most concerning here, Dallas Turner. Wasn't on the injury report Wednesday. Popped up on Thursday with a DMP with an illness. So, obviously that's not good because you're already going to be without Andrew Van Ginkel this week. You're already pretty thin at the edge rusher position with that injury. And if he's dealing with an illness, hopefully he'll be able to get right over the next couple of days. But what if he's got food poisoning or something? What if he ate some bad food in London? Obviously not good there. So that's going to be interesting to see how the Vikings play that out. But maybe it is a Tyler Batty or a Gabe Murphy legacy game here this Sunday. But we'll keep you guys updated with Turner and this illness. But Michael Jurgens not practicing again. So who the hell is going to play center for the Vikings? It's a massive question. Well, Alec Lewis tweeting out the following offensive linemen were taking center snaps: Blake Brandel, Joe Huber, Henry Bird, and Rashawn Lee. So my best guess at what the Vikings Week 5 offensive line will look like is probably this. Now, I am going to assume Blake Brandel will play center. It will be his first time ever in his life playing center, even dating back to college, preseason, NFL regular season. He has never taken a snap at the center spot. And then you got Joe Huber at left guard. That's an okay, fill-in. He looked good in the preseason, but he's a UDFA. Then you got Justin School, our good old friend, one of the worst tackles in the league, starting this week against Myles Garrett. This offensive line is horrible for this week. And I apologize to the non-Vikings and Browns fans that are about to tune in for this game in London. A bunch of NFL fans are going to be waking up, and they're going to go see this 13-10 game that the Vikings and Browns are about to put on. So I apologize to all the non-Vikings Browns fans that have to watch this football team play this weekend. It's going to be some ugly football, and the Vikings defense is definitely going to need to show up. But, the over-under for this game, Kevin Seifert tweeting this out, saying the current over-under for the Vikings-Browns game is 35.5. That is the lowest for an NFL game this season and the lowest ever for an international game. This game's going to be horrible. It's going to be a rock fight. It's going to be a slugfest. Whatever buzzword you want to use to describe an ugly football game, we are going to get that this weekend. You got a rookie quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, taking on Carson Wentz. You got two good defenses. This game is going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly, and I will say maybe I'm just a football sicko, but I'm kind of excited for it. Like to see Dylan Gabriel, Carson Wentz in an absolute slugfest across the pond in London. Who has it better than us? But, hey, if you guys want the Vikings to beat the Browns this weekend, get back above 500, fall to 3-2 in the win-loss column, just hit me with the skull down below in the comments section. Hey, make it look like US Bank Stadium. Vikes need a win this weekend. Must-win situation, I will say. You fall to 2-3, the season's all but over. But, hey, if you guys could, give me a skull down below. Now we'll dive into what Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson had to say about J.J. McCarthy here in a second. But before we do so, today's episode is brought to you guys by PrizePicks. Now, PrizePicks is super simple to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on at least two player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. Now, PrizePicks, they're offering a sweet deal for you guys. If you guys download the app and plug in promo code CLNS, we'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, they have a new feature on the app, and they're offering stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. And you can also follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in just one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity, or someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. So download the PrizePicks app today, plug in promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. A shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, so veteran wide receiver, Minnesota legend Adam Thielen was talking about J.J. McCarthy as well as Justin Jefferson. Obviously, J.J. got a lot going on right now, rehabbing from that high ankle sprain. But Thielen gave some good insight on how J.J.'s handling it. This is what he said. He says he's built for that. I say that because of his attitude, his mindset. He has that it factor. That's what made me excited to come back here. Guys like him, as you saw in that Bears game, he's gonna find a way. And that's kind of my message to Vikings fans is if you're panicking about J.J. McCarthy, if you're not thrilled about how the start of the season has gone, just be patient. J.J. will find a way. This guy is still the youngest starting quarterback in the National Football League. If you're already, making your hot takes or you're making your stance that J.J.'s a bust after 8 quarters, that's fine. I just think you're going to be proven wrong. And Vikings fans crack me the hell up sometimes because people act like this organization, like we're like the New Orleans Saints. Like we're like the Carolina Panthers, and we're just ripping off 4-13, 5-12 seasons over and over again. And Vikings fans for the last 5 to 10 years, honestly, Vikings fans since 2009 have been telling me, we got to get a young quarterback. We got to get this guy in the building. We got to really get our own franchise guy that we drafted him and we developed him. But everybody wants to watch a young quarterback develop until it is actually time to watch a young quarterback develop. And that's been the problem with Vikings fans right now. Like, we all want just like, I don't know if it's just being in a microwave society right now where we all just want everything instantly, but we got to be patient. The guy's 22. Think about everything he's already had to overcome so far to start his NFL career. On the road, playing his hometown against the Bears week 1, no Christian Darrisaw, no Jordan Addison, team's banged up. This guy was struggling throughout the first 3 quarters, but then he put on that Superman cape in that 4th quarter. And I understand, he's only played 1 good quarter of football throughout 8. But during that 1 quarter, he showed the flashes. He showed the potential where this guy went and hung 21 points, 3 straight touchdown drives on the road in his first ever start. He was doing stuff that nobody ever did in NFL history in his first ever start on the road. So just be patient. Everybody was telling me, you want that young franchise quarterback? Well, now we're going through it. There will be ups and downs. And Justin Jefferson, he was just talking about the quarterback uncertainty. He's had a ton of quarterbacks here during his Vikings tenure, and this is what he had to say. Saying, to be honest, it's been my whole entire career since I've been here. Not really flinching on that type of deal. That's something I can't really control. It really doesn't matter who is out there throwing the ball. I always have confidence in myself and the person throwing the ball that we're going to make something shake. And then he also had this to say on J.J. McCarthy. He said at the end of the day, he's still our guy. He's still the quarterback that we lean on. And it's just all class from 18. Like this dude, sometimes as Vikings fans, we just take this guy for granted. He has every reason and every right to be a diva, pissed off wide receiver this season. Because clearly, the Vikings moved off from a guy who had 35 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards, won 14 games. Jefferson had 1,500 yards last season and 10 touchdowns. Like, he has every right to be cryptic, to even throw a quote out there post-game saying, like, yeah, well, we didn't have this problem last year, or something along those lines. He has not done that. And also, clearly, his team believes in J.J. McCarthy. Like, you're in the thick of it right now, and the fact that Jefferson's saying J.J.'s the guy we lean on when he's still rehabbing that high ankle sprain, I think it speaks to number 9, but mainly speaks to the character and the class from Justin Jefferson. And even more reason why Jefferson could potentially be pissed off. Targets. 31 this season. 31 targets in 4 games for Justin Jefferson. That's a joke. That's 21st in the league. And then Jefferson is having a down year. He is having the worst start ever to his NFL career, for an NFL season in his career. And he's still 5th in receiving yards. Like, this guy is unbelievable. And, you also talk about how great he is on the field. But what I think makes Justin Jefferson legendary is how he handles himself off the field, and also the fact that all he wants is a ring. Like, if you guys remember, after A.J. Brown won the Super Bowl this past season, people were asking him, like, hey, obviously you weren't as involved as you would like to be being a wide receiver one. A.J. Brown said, yeah, winning a Super Bowl was nice, but it only lasted a couple of days. And then he says, what really gives me, joy in life is going and demoralizing cornerbacks. I'm sure Jefferson, that gives him a ton of joy, but the true joy Jefferson gets is winning football games and potentially to win a Super Bowl. That's all he cares about. And just the fact that he is still supporting his guy no matter what, we just take him for granted. We are lucky. I feel like we don't deserve this guy right now. He is that special. Shout out to Justin Jefferson. All clash from you all the time. So let's show him some love to round out today's show. Type those 18s. Type his jersey number down below in the comments section. Shout out to Jettis, man. Class act. My favorite football player of all time. So type those 18s down below. We'll see you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes.